In this episode, we visit a Nicaraguan clown school and try our hardest to find some Costa Rican cuisine. My wife and I are on a motorcycle trip through Mexico, Central, and South America exploring culture and food. So bring an appetite for adventure because we're hungry riders.
So we crossed the border into Nicaragua, and it wasn't too bad. It took a while, which is kind of annoying. And then once we got all our paperwork sorted out, we started heading through the border, showed them our paperwork, and then they wanted $1 more from us.
Each. Which, yeah, I've always wondered, like, these kind of fishy extra fee things, and, like, I really didn't want to pay it, but we're just sitting there in the sun, it's hot, with all of our gear, and it seemed like it was somewhat official, because, like, they had a official municipality sticker on it.
Yeah.
So we ended up just paying it.
And it turned out to be just that one border crossing because the town that is located in they realized that they could charge $1 more and nobody would really say anything about it. So that's what they do at that one border crossing. But it was $1. It's a big deal. And so then we decided we really need to fix my muffler situation.
It's loud.
It's very loud. Not that much louder than some of the other bikes around.
Sounds like a Harley.
Or just any other, two-stroke dirt bike.
Yeah, and we were not worried about the border crossings with that, but
right.
It's no big deal. It wasn't a big deal crossing into Nicaragua.
Right. But we did want to get a new muffler, so we looked around, went to several different shops, tried to find, something that would fit. But the problem is, all the local bikes there are small, 100 cc's.
There's a Kawasaki dealership in Managua, but they have just like 125s.
Yeah, they don't sell even 650s, which is what ours are. They don't have that. So, oh well, we'll try again in Costa Rica where they have bigger bikes, so maybe we'll have better luck there.
But we were also invited by, I guess, a fan of our show and the fan of Revision 3, where Serafina used to work, Tensor guy, Jaime, on Twitter for lunch in Managua.
Yeah.
And he knew this super awesome, authentic Nicaraguan revival restaurant. And that's where he invited us for lunch.
Yeah, so we met him for lunch and we sampled several different dishes. A tamale, which is very different. It was
a lot bigger, had a lot more stuff in it.
And our favorite dish was called Indio Viejo.
And it was kind of like, it's a pulled beef kind of thing mixed up with a cornmeal, but then there's all kinds of other really good flavors in it, like sour orange and
yeah, it was really good.
I really enjoyed it, and it was really different, and that's something that this particular restaurant shares the recipe. We're going to translate it for you and put it up on our website also.
Right, at hungryriders.com.
So Muskoka wanted us to stop by a Nicaraguan clown school as a partner scan
for kids.
Again. And
basically they just wanted us to check them out, see if they would make a good partner for Muskoka to send more volunteers to, kind of like what we did in Belize.
And yeah, it was really interesting. So the kids, basically it's kind of an after-school activity where they have an opportunity to learn clowning and like circus stuff.
They learn acrobatics, unicycling, juggling, mime.
And we were able to go to a restaurant that they help run in Grada, and it's also a venue for them to perform. And we saw them get to perform that night.
They do 2 shows per night, what, twice a week?
Yeah, I think twice a week.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturdays.
Friday and Saturday nights. Yeah, it was really fun.
And yeah, the kids really seemed to enjoy it. And we actually stayed at the clown school with them.
Overnight.
They invited us to stay. That was really nice.
And the kids are really talented. Some of them are really good at what they do.
It takes a lot of practice.
It does. They get a lot of practice.
And after that, we went to Ometepe, which is kind of known as the fairy tale island of Nicaragua. And it's in Lake Nicaragua, I believe. And we took a ferry out there. We brought our bikes with us. There's definitely enough roads to ride around.
Well, it's made up of 2 volcanoes. The island is, and so you'll see the two volcanoes as you go by. And also, as we were getting on the ferry, we met back up with Ryan and George, who we met up with in Guatemala.
Previously. Yeah, in Antigua.
Antigua, right. So we rode the ferry, all 4 of us together on our bikes, and yeah.
It was interesting. The ferry was a little bit delayed, and we got to see things like a bus being washed on the beach in the rain.
It later got stuck, but
yeah,
they made it out all right.
We are eating at a Commodore here on the island, and we've run across something that we've seen only in Nicaragua so far, and those are tostones. And they're basically, it's a plantain, but I believe they're fried twice. They cook them once until they're soft enough they can smash them down to be like that kind of shape, and then they fry them again. and you know, it's just another way to eat plantains, but they're tasty. They have a little seasoning on them, and I like to just dip them in ketchup, and I put a little chili sauce with it as well, and they're tasty and filling. It's a good lunch for about $4. So also on Ometepe, we only stayed there really for a couple days. We went to Ojo de Agua, which is known as a mystical spring with magical healing properties. So you know we're into that kind of stuff. And I needed to heal my foot at that point.
Yeah, as we went in, they said that an 80-year-old woman went in there and she came out feeling like she was 40 again. So we needed to...
And looking like she was 40.
Yeah, right.
They actually said that she looked like she was 40.
Right.
That is impressive, so we had to test this out. And yeah, it's a big pool.
It's a pool.
It was nice and clean.
Yeah.
They had a rope swing, which was fun. But
you could order drinks on the side and just relax by the pool. It's a pool.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It was good.
Yeah.
And after that, we just took the ferry back to the mainland and rode to San Juan del Sur. And this was probably one of our favorite towns.
Yeah, we had no expectations going into it. We thought, oh, you know, we'll stay a day or two.
People have told us it was good, but lots of people tell us, like, oh, that next town is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And this one, we really got a good vibe from it. You know, you could surf there and just hang out. And
yeah, I did my first surfing there. Aaron taught me. I didn't take any actual lessons. Aaron just taught me himself.
And she knows how to surf now, so I guess I know how to teach
Enough.
surfing.
Yeah. So we did a lot of surfing. It was a really pretty beach there. We just kept staying another night. Oh, let's stay another night. Let's stay another night. And the food was really good.
It was all international food again.
Right.
You know, we had things like pizza, but it was good pizza and
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really enjoyed our time there.
We did.
And you know, we also had really high expectations for Costa Rica.
And
So
that's where we headed off to next.
we made it to the border of Costa Rica, and you know, we have to check out of Nicaragua, check into Costa Rica. And that whole process took about 5 hours, and it was a really frustrating 5 hours. Nothing went wrong on the whole process either. Like, that's just how it's supposed to go when you're coming in with bikes.
You have to walk from one building to another.
No signs on where
3 times.
things are, you know, and making different photocopies, and it's just really, really slow.
It's really unorganized. I'm really surprised they don't
And
have...
it's a really, really busy border too, is probably the other thing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they don't have it more, you know, organized. So you go, first you go here, then you go here. No, it's not. Yeah, you just have to figure it out as you go.
And yeah, I didn't. It was my least enjoyable border. And after that, we needed to head to some big city living to try and find a muffler for surfing his bike.
So back to this muffler thing. We finally found a shop.
That was recommended on Adventure Rider. Someone said this is a good shop, and it was
And
cool.
it was.
They basically fabricated your entire muffler
From
for your bike
from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah, from just scrap material. It's specifically for motorcycles. They did a great job. It looks great. Sounds great. Sounds even quieter than the original muffler.
It's an upgrade, but it's lighter than the original one.
Yeah,
too.
and it's lighter too. And the other reason we needed to go to San Jose was because the helmet cam that I've been using to record all this footage, the power button broke. So
You need that to work.
Yeah. We had a backup that we'd been using in the meantime, but our primary camera had been broken, and it's a Contour camera, and the people at Contour were extremely helpful. They sent a replacement one super quick. It arrived. We arranged ahead of time a hotel that would receive the package for us in San Jose, so we received that. Works great, new camera.
Spent
all
our
set.
anniversary in San Jose as well.
And then we headed off to Manuel Antonio Park. We had heard good things about it. It's a national park.
It's a really small one, but it's supposed to be just like packed dense with lots of stuff to see.
Wildlife, beaches.
And it's not one of those. Costa Rica seems like it's one of those places where you're supposed to hike like 5 days into the jungle, and you can see that obscure bird that you've never heard of before, in our case. And that doesn't really appeal to Serafina as much. This one was good though, because you walk in for half an hour.
Yeah, see the beach.
See some monkeys.
See some hermit crabs.
And you know, that's the day.
Yeah.
But it's also really expensive there in all respects. It was like
Costa Rica in general was, especially coming from Guatemala and Honduras, Nicaragua, just suddenly going into Costa Rica where it's all of a sudden U.S. prices, San Francisco prices even.
Tourist prices.
Tourist prices.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were kind of disappointed. The food quality, it was all international food, and it wasn't that great.
You go out to dinner, you pay $8 to $10 for a plate of food, and you're still hungry afterwards.
Right. And I can see how if you come directly from somewhere like the US or maybe Europe and you go to Costa Rica, spend a week there and fly back, yeah, it's cool because, you know, it's Central America and it's the jungle and whatever. But since we had gone through all the rest of Central America, suddenly coming to Costa Rica was not that big a deal. We weren't that impressed.
We expected to spend like weeks there.
3 weeks there.
And with our original schedule, and we ended up, this is one of the few places that we've actually left early.
Yeah. How many days did we spend there?
I think it was about a week.
A week, yeah, instead of 3, yeah.
And, you know, and the other thing was we're looking for Costa Rican food this whole time. So, this is Costa Rican food. We've been looking around again quite a bit. I guess it's kind of a reason you don't see Costa Rican restaurants around the U.S. Basically, this is what we found, and it's rice and beans and meat with some salsa on top in this case. And it usually comes with a salad. And a lot of the difficulty is because we're going to kind of touristy places, and a lot of the touristy places, it's all hamburgers, pizza, pasta bolognese, and things like that. And you know, if they're going to have typical Costa Rican food, it's basically this. So that's what we found in Costa Rica for regional cuisine so far.
Then we head off to Panama, but that's for the next episode where Aaron climbs the volcano in the middle of the night and we meet some fellow motorcycle travelers heading in the same direction.
And until then, I'm personally not on Facebook, but Hungry Riders is. So please like us on there, and you can follow our trip in more detail. And also our website at hungryriders.com.
Yep. See you next time.
Ya.